government's supposed to be protecting people, not killing them. Like they are being displaced right now in Akobo. Is that a good thing? A system that's supposed to be protecting you is terrorizing you, and you supported that as a citizen. What citizenship do you have when you enjoy the death of somebody else? But when it reaches your shore, you outrageous with it. You keep coming in comparing government and IO fair. But when was the last time the IO attacked civilians? And every time when we try to discuss a matter, oh, you bring 1991, you bring 1970. When in reality is, you have done more worse to other communities than other communities have done to you. This woman, I keep advising them, I say, stop the tribal hate and be civilized. But the irony is that me, as a Nuer guy, I could not hold an office. That's outrageous. And you think people will be quiet about it? You're marginalizing other community in the name of government, when in reality, it's a community setting. Talking about Nuer, they hate for people, they will kill you anytime. How? Some of you have Nuer that are friends. When was the last time they insulted you? But not because you're a warmonger, and the very reason Abimnam has, before Abimnam was not taken out of unity state, what were the issues? There were no issues. All 9 counties, or 9 counties, they participated fairly, respectfully, no issues at all. You can go to Bantu, you can go to Ler, it doesn't matter, you're Denka, you're not, you're Nuer, it doesn't matter. There were no issues until some of you ignorant brought this hateful among communities. And then when people try to call you out for it, you jump into defensive where you say, oh, because they hate me because I'm a Denka. Why would anybody hate you because you're a Denka? Anything when we try to discuss public matter, you bring your tribal first. You bring the Denka idea first rather than the idea that you're a citizen, and I happen to be a citizen as you are. And then when people question you, you say, oh, they hate me because I'm a Denka. And the irony is that some of you say, well, there's Nuer that are living in the Denka area. Did you ask yourself why they went that far? Was it because there's a good economy in that area? Or there's a school? Well, it's because they were being displaced from their own home. It's not a shelter. And they could be killed anyways. They could be killed if some of these things are happening. But ask yourself why they left their home. You're happy that the Nuer has been in UNIMIS for all these years. Was you're ignorant, you don't like the very so-called UN. When you were seeking immigration status, you liked the UN. And now when other people wanted the United Nations, you hated it. Wasn't it the same UN you used in Egypt, in Kenya, in Nairobi, in Ethiopia? That brought you to where you are today, and yet you're advocating for the UN to be removed from South Sudan. When they were the one who facilitated you to live today, or have contributed to your life as you and your family. But because you're so disgraced as a human being and you don't give a damn about others, it's always about you. Why would any person, a normal human being, would oppose the United Nations who happen to be providing food and school and shelter and safety? If the Denka were to go to UNIMIS today, why would I hate it? Or if the Shuluk were to go to UNIMIS, or the Zandi, or anybody in that nation, if they were to go to UNIMIS, what would I hate about it? They seek shelter, safety. Why would I hate that part? But because you are ignorant, you don't think about it. It's always about you. When you're in trouble, you're vulnerable. When others are in trouble, you're sharing them up. If you see what happened in Bimnam today, you cannot even compare it to what happened in Akoba. You can't. Because what is killing people in Akobo is systematic. Just like if the IO were to go and kill innocent Denka, I'll be outrageous myself. But when you have a civilian fight, you try to compare it to the worst thing ever. Calling other citizens rebel when you're doing the same behaviors. The people of Lagos said they're fighting among each other. Why you never call them out? The Twitch are killing each other. The war of Ngog and Twitch that recently took place, none of you talk about it. Why? Because it's Denka versus Denka, right? But at the end, it's a war. It's a fight. People die. People lose their life. And just like some of you say, oh, the Nuer Bantu. I asked this ignorant early that, when was the last time those of us from there we went and fight with Ruin? He say no. But when they come in live video, they say Nuer. Just like what happened in Nasser. What happened in Nasser was the people of Nasser specifically with no other Nuer involved. The Law Nuer were not. The Gawar were not part of it. It was just specifically within Nasser itself. That's because people are fed up with the behaviors and the killing and ambushing and misleading people. They went and fight it. Do you know how many people lost their life in that war? But no, you don't care. You only focus on your side. You completely disregard other people's side. But if not because of ignorance, war does kill people. People die in war. You're not going to be saved because you're Denka or because you're Nuer or because you shouldn't. When you go to war, you go to war. And when you fight, you fight. Somebody's going to lose their life at some point. But what I'm trying to say is your family are not better than my family. And my family are not better than your family. That's what we continue to preach, a solution to a problem, because the country belongs to all of us. You should not be entitled of it as you own it. You don't own it. Recently, the people of Shuluk were killed. Nobody talk about it. So how is it when other communities are being hurt, you don't say anything, and when you are hurting, you complain? It's the same system you're using, other people are using it. The same hate you're preaching, other people have learned it also, and they're preaching the same hate. Why can't you just say, you know what, we want a solution? You're talking about a country without opposition. What country does not have opposition? Even the United States have more than one opposition. But they never went and killed each other's communities. But no, all you're good at is you're preaching hate. Or Kwan Malwa cannot be a president. Remusha cannot be a president. Mike cannot be a president. Who the hell are you to even dictate that? What gives you the right? Who gives you the right to dictate that? And today, some people went as far as Matthew Puljang is not supporting them. The second highest ranking officer in Division 4 is Denka. So how was it Matthew Puljang give a bull-used weapon without this guy knowledge? Does that make any sense if it's not because out of hate? Ruang who were living peacefully. I even know Ruang myself. I know some of them. We eat together. We go to church together. We spend like almost our time together. We never had any issues. But they come in and created this tribal hatred, and then all of a sudden we become far away from one another. But some of you cannot even admit that part, that Unity State used to be a country for two cities, two communities, and they were living just fine. Just within 13 years, you completely disregard the whole 100 years of history and frame other communities as the evil one, and you as a good person. You see, like this ignorant asking this question. If you're going to ask me why killing them now, then why killing them then? Why you kill them then? You cannot do other people wrong and expect them not to retaliate or respond. Those of Bullo, those of other Nuer, you continue to push them and push them and push them and frame them and hammer them and call them all names. And you think that it's going to be just like that. Creating war across the country for no reason. And try to blame the IO. The IO who's trying very hard that there should not be a war in the country. The Khartoum Peace Agreement or the 2018 agreement, that alone showed that these people, they want peaceful. Or at least they are civilized to the point that they understand that human life is very important. The IO understand that part. Regardless if you're Denk or you're from Equatorial, your life is important to them and they wanted you to live freely. But here's, you are ignorant, all you do is preach hate. So the Nuer, when they're killing other Nuer in the name of government, you're happy. But till when you gonna play that cover game? You know, till when? Till when? Community are fed up across the country. They are fed up. And if because they don't retaliate today, it doesn't mean that they're done. They will retaliate tomorrow because the hate is maximum right now. So don't come here and try to play innocent game when you are the very evil person who created all this nonsense. You come in on March 1st. When was the last time the Nuer were being killed? Throughout the month of February, it's chaos. But no, yours is the worst. Or even the 2013 one. You completely disregard the 2013 and you jump to 1991. If you, where's the citizenship here? So if every time when something happens, you go back to those old wounds, don't you think other people also have the same wound as you have? How many times the Nuer has been killed by the very system? And when you see it, it's not a governing system, it's a tribal system. Because if it's not, why killing only one community? Why deploying the whole uniform military to terrorize the community? And you call yourself a good citizen? Where's the good citizen here when you don't call out the wrongdoing of the very system that's supposed to be representing you and me? If not because you're tribal-minded yourself. A lot of you guys, especially the Denk of Upper Nile, are the ones who are fueling this hateful crime among communities. Whether it's from Jungule, or whether it's from Pariang, or whether it's from Ruweng, you guys are the most evil people ever. Because you come on Facebook Live all the time, all you talk about is war, 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 war. If 1991 was between Nuer and Denka, why the Ruweng and Mayom did not fight them? Why those of Denka and Rang and Gawar did not fight in 1991? But that's your argument to recruit hate among communities. To convince other Denka that, oh, this war is really between Nuer and Denka. The president started the same thing when he opened his statement in 2013 with a coup. The coup, they say, Riek Machar did not even want to take over power. There is some Denka who want to take power by coup, but it went all silent. Nobody ever talked about it. The only coup that is so bad was the one that was done by a Nuer guy, even though it never happened. Every time when the election is nearby, we create war. So as an opposition, why would I create fight when I know the election is nearby? It doesn't make any sense. But you try to convince your ignorant and hateful communities members that, oh yeah, the IO destroyed the peace agreement. How? The unified forces. It was recently Mike McQuaid was refused to graduate them. But yet you continue to blame Riek Machar for it, or the opposition as a whole. When the fact is really saying that, no, it was not him. You deny the whole video clip that was pressed, that was done by McQuaid, stating the reality that this guy there will just go back as white. And we're going to graduate him with a stick. How do you graduate a man who took oaths to protect the nation with a stick? If not out of tribal and hate. You let this guy starving in a base unified force. But in reality, you're deploying and you're giving weapon to others. Like he was giving weapon to Abu Shok to go fight the Shuluk and the Nuer of Ayut. But he could not provide weapon for the unified force. Did you ask why they don't want unified force? Was unified force intention was to protect Riek Machar or to protect the nation? But no, you keep twisting the whole matter and go blame Riek Machar for it. If Riek Machar was really a warmonger, he would not have gone to Juba in 2018. He would not. But because he's a peaceful mind person, he went. What opposition rebel go into the person who is fighting without a uniform or without men that can protect him? What opposition does that? But he gives his life for the sake of the nation. While he's in Juba, you're killing all his entire community. For what reason, nobody knows. If you are really a genuine person, the very person that signed an agreement with you, he's with you within Juba. Why you go around and kill his community's members or his supporters? The Akoba, the Gaiko, he's from Akoba. And they're killing his own community in the name of the government. Where's the government here? Don't you, I mean, you don't have common sense to ask questions? Obviously, if you're a tribal person, even if you're educated as extreme, you're still a tribal person because you're not civil. You don't have civility within you. And some people went on as calling me as an animal and hateful and tribalistic. When I compare myself with him, I was like, I don't see it. I don't hate you. But I can see the hate within your words. The words you choose that you hate me. Within the words you say, you just don't like me to be overpower you or to be holding an office that is higher than yours. Just simply because I'm a Nuer guy. All this you don't ask yourself questions for a country that belongs to all of us. Even if the Denka were to be the largest community out of all, what happened, it should not happen within the federal system itself, leave alone the government. If not because the tribal is injected into it, it should not happen. You cannot hold the defense finance, the highest office, all this, the security sector, all this can be held by one community. It doesn't make any sense. And if the Nuer were to hold all those offices, I would say, yeah, I think it's become a Nuer system. Because it's obvious, but yet you continue to deny the facts and just try to justify them. You're telling people don't join the IO because the IO is Nuer. How is it is Nuer when it's an opposition party that want to govern that nation? So you guys need to stop the ignorant and speak the truth. Otherwise, we will finish ourselves. Because the more you think you're better than me, the hateful, I'm going to hate you. Or the more I'm going to hate you. And the more you hurt me, the more I'm going to hurt you too. When is it going to end? People are suffering. People are bleeding. And if you think only yours is the one that bleed more, you're pathetic. I'm not trying to hear, I'm not here justifying what had happened, but what I'm saying is why. Recently, the Abushok was talking that they will go to Nasser and make the people of Nasser speak Dinka. What have you said about that? That's a hateful statement there. You didn't say anything. You were okay with it. Or you even more happy that the people of Nasser will speak Dinka. I mean, I can speak Dinka because I wanted to, not because I'm being forced. But when you force somebody to something without their own choice, then you are marginalizing. So if that person has a power to react, they will react to you, right? But you created it. You're the one who created the hate. You forced them to take arms. You forced them to fight you. So don't be a hypocrite where when things happen within your community, oh, it's a normal. The sooner other community come in and react, oh no, this is not good. So the government should intervene in Ruweng to protect the people of Ruweng, and then go to Akoba and kill all the Akoba citizens. Don't you look stupid with such a statement? So you want the government to go into Ayod and kill all the Nuer, and then go to Ruweng and protect all the Dinka. Does that make any sense? What humanity do you have here? When the better system that's supposed to protect you and me, you support them to kill me, and yet you want them to protect you. Let's be reasonable, man. Let's be reasonable. And let's speak the truth. And let's say who's really destroying this country. I'm pretty sure those who in Ruweng, Bimnam who die are innocent. But you, those of you on social media, are the one who creating all this hate. And then you're going to come in and blame me and say I'm the person who's creating tribal. When I'm really, like right now, I'm pointing out your own word, your own behaviors. Those of us who are like, keep telling them, stop tribal, don't be a hateful person. But no, they were not. Anything that hurt me, they're in favor of it. So they make me just vulnerable where I just say, you know what, I have to protect myself because I'm alone on this. And if protecting myself make me to become extremist, so be it. Because I left with no choice but to protect myself. Before we become independent, we have no issues among ourselves. No issues. Some of us are colleagues in school. Some of us are in church or whatever, or even live within the same community. We didn't have any issues. So why all of a sudden the Denka Bisapi hate Nuer and then Nuer hate Denka, or the Denka hate Chuluk? For what reason? Dividing people among communities just to make sure that they get busy killing each other. But what bothered me the most is you supporting that killing. I'm not getting bothered by the government targeting the Nuer. I'm just bothered by you as a Denka citizen supporting the same killing. So don't come here and try to give us bullshit and nonsense and try people to sympathize with you. I mean, you can grieve on your own and let me grieve on my own. Because we are all, at this point, we are all grieving. But if you're going to pick your grievance to the highest level and then you drop mine to the lowest level, you are ignorant. You are ignorant. You're calling the government to come and kill me, and yet you call them to come and protect you. You're a pathetic person. You don't have humanity within you. Always spreading hate among communities, blaming the IO who are trying their very best. I've known some fine lawmakers within the IO that just are so beyond, have passed something called tribalism. They don't even want to hear. And they're a member of IO. But when some of you are talking here, especially my friend from Ruweng, you call those people as evil people when they are very, I mean, this lady, she went on and called those of Paruga. I mean, those are just innocent people. But the only thing he's calling them out for is because they're Nuer. So when things happen, when things go wrong, we see ourselves as Nuer versus Dinka. It's the same system, Shushu. It's the same system. Out of it was better. This system is very bad because it created a lot of, it brought a lot of hate among communities who have absolutely no issues. I mean, to the point now is a Nuer girl cannot be married to a Denka, a Nuer guy cannot marry a Denka. That's how evil this people has been pushing these tribalists. These same things. The Boer people, they will be married to Nuer women, but it's hard for a Nuer guy to marry to a Boer guy, lady. You see the hateful here? And people don't mention this stuff. Those people of Ruweng, they used to call them Nuer back in the day. And the very people who used to tease them a lot are people from Ngog and Tut, and a few from Awil. Because they have the same mark as Nuer. Their behavior is the same thing as Nuer. They have no differences at all beside the area of where they live. But all of a sudden, Abimnam become just pure Denka and they've been hit by Nuer. Just to spread hate. We are here busy, starving, and the very person, the masterminded, is benefiting from it. Like if you call the IG government, why can't I call the IO government? They represent my view, just like the IG represent your view. But we want that not to exceed to the point that communities members can lose their life because they supported something. Why would I kill a Denka person because he supported IG? But some of you here would support the IG to kill me. You see the line here, they're not parallel to each other. They completely, it's like a magnetism where you try to attach two magnets at the same time. The use of Ruang has recently fight with the use of Mayom. And some use Mayom will kill. And that's really what brought this retaliation to about. But that's when you reinforce hateful among communities, they're going to hate each other. When I come here, I'm telling you the reality. I'm questioning things. I'm not just assuming how you feel. Those of you from Ruang, I'm watching you guys on live videos. I've seen the way you talk. The same thing with some of the members from Lagos State. I've seen you guys talking. I've seen the ignorant. I've seen the hateful. I've seen the tribalism. If you see me coming on live sometime, it's like, if you're a Nuer person, protect yourself. But not once have I ever told somebody to go in and kill other community members. I never did. But here you are, you come in on live video, purely frame everybody. When even at a community fight, and you frame the whole thing. The same thing like the Nasser incident. Those were used from Nasser. They were not even IO. But because you want it to be a big deal, you say, oh, the IO went and attacked base of Majura. When Majura and the base of IO, they've been in those areas for more than 10 years. Since the agreement was signed in 2018, they never fight among each other. But when the use of Nasser say enough is enough, and they took it upon themselves to fight it, it took them 3 days. It took them 3 days to overrun the base. 3 days. I'm pretty sure when two military are facing each other, it doesn't take 1 day. It finished within the hours, and one side will be defeated. But because this one was a civilian fight, it took them 3 days. Dominic, you're one of the few guys who really don't do these tribalist things. And I admire you for it. But there are some people here who are just hateful and will continue to preach the hate. Today you attack me, tomorrow I attack you, and then life goes on. The cycle of killing continues. When we should say we become civilized people, let us have peace. Let us have boundaries. You're not going to say, oh, the only reason Ruang has been split from Unity State because you guys are evil. That alone will not bring peace. And you call yourself citizen. Where's the citizenship here when you want to hurt other people? But it's because the higher system itself is the one who's really doing all this, or supporting these ideas. Because if we had a unified force earlier, and then we went for a fair election where losers go home and the winner take it, we would not be where we are today. But some people don't even want to go for election because they fear of losing their power. And when they lose their power, they have nothing. That's really what they're defending. Like those of Martin Lamoro, or those of Taban Dengai, or those of Tutkal. What election would any one of them win? What election? Or those of Lolgarkot? Or those of Again Machar? Or those of Ateng Wake? What election any of them can win? None. And that's why they rather just maintain something that is so hateful, divided to the communities, and then they maintain what they have. And instead of killing the Nuer, why not just say, you know what, let's go for an election. Let's do registration. No government will go into the Nuer area until things calm down. I heard Dr. Rengmasho talking about disarming at some point, that the disarming will not just happen in one community. It would happen in all communities across the country, because he does not want other community to be a victim of others. And Low community were the victim of disarming. They took their weapon, and then a couple of days later, they were attacked by Murley. So as a leader, you learn from the past so you can do it better. You're not going to disarm one community while you're arming other community. Just like Michael McQuaid was talking about this, disarming the Low Nuer while giving the Red Belt weapons. Where's the fairness here? Don't you think that would bring chaos? Because the Low Nuer, they're not going to accept to be disarmed while the Red Belt are being armed. Or the Bushuk, you disarm the Shuluk and then you arm a Bushuk. Where's the fairness here? There's no fairness. It's nothing but marginalization after marginalization, maintaining the power while these citizens kill each other. And continue to go on as this. I mean, when Yuan Banya was killing those of Gaja, where was Yuan Banya? Was Yuan Banya supporting Rengmasho or supporting Dr. Garang? Why didn't Dr. Garang tell Yuan Banya not to do it? Or Mark Alquan, who's in Akobo right now? Why Kid did not tell him not to kill Nuer of Akobo? Did you ask yourself like that as a citizen? Why is this happening? No, you did not, because you don't care about the well-being of those people. The only thing you care about is your own well-being. But don't you think that the very neighbors of yours can see that you are living happily while he's suffering? You want to maintain the pain to continue with them, but yet you want to be happy. Don't you think they want to be happy just like you are too? Since 2013, the Nuer have never rested. Where's the peace here? Shouldn't you be concerned as a citizen that the Nuer should not be treated like that, or the Chuluk should not be treated like that, or the Denka should not be treated like that? We are all bleeding the same thing. And we are going nowhere from that country, all of us. We're not going anywhere. And anybody have a right to run for public office. Anybody. You, me, anyone can run for public office. You don't dictate who should run and who should not run. You go dictate that on your voting. When you go vote and then choose whoever you choose, that's fine. But you're not going to come in publicly over here and say, you, Kwame Malwal, you will never be president of this country. Who the hell are you to say that? But I've seen some of you saying this clearly. Rengmasho will never be president. Why? Rengmasho should have supporters. Let his supporter elect him. You go elect your own person. That's what a civil person would do. But because you understand the game that is happening within the country, you come out arrogantly and say, you will not do it. Just like what Kwame Nyang did. If Kwame Nyang and Rengmasho were to go in and stand for an election today, Rengmasho will win over him. Is that because of Nuer vote and Denka? No, it's because of South Sudanese vote. If a Denka will support Rengmasho. But you will see only a few who will support Kwame Nyang, including among the Denka themselves. Or even if Kiru and Rengmasho were to go for election today, Rengmasho will win it. And they understand that part. That's why this war is continuing. That's why it's the non-peace agreement is always being break out. It's not because Riek Machar is a bad person. It's because these people, they're afraid that Riek Machar will win it. That's the only fear. You can bring any other Nuer person, including myself. It would be hard for me to win an election because yet I'm not well known. I'm not popular. Yes, I happen to be a Nuer guy. Or you go bring another candidate, don't bring this guy here. Why are you choosing my candidate? Let me choose my candidate. It's just like me saying that no Denka should be brought to public. The only person that I want to run for this office is Garang Mabur. If you bring Garang Mabur, we're going to go for election. But if you don't bring Garang Mabur, we're not going for election. That's because I'm confident that I'm going to beat Garang Mabur, right? That's why I say that. Otherwise, there is other Denka who are very talented that could run for public office. But I dictate who should be running. Those are also part of the tribalism that we're talking about here. A tribalism that ended up hurting us among our communities. We don't have a systematic here. And you are a citizen until you learn civility, we go nowhere. The hate will continue among ourselves. The killing would always be there. If it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow. And at this point, we kind of learn that reality. We learn that norm of life. Revenge after revenge, retaliation after retaliation. But if we really live in peace, what can bring the killing? What is it? The people in Mayom, they're happy within Mayom area. They can do their things where they're not being interrupted. Recently, there were 2 boys that were sent to Twitch, and those 2 boys will fire a squad. What system does that? You fire a squad citizen in front of other community members to see that we fire a squad them. What do you think the retaliation would be to such a thing? Even the Nuer Bull themselves, they were splitting in that matter because it was so painful. Those are the things that we try to maintain, and some of you maintain. What happened in Twitch, the same thing happened in Ruang, or Abimno. It's responding to bad behaviors. When you kill other people viciously, they will respond. Like what happened in Ayod or Akoba or in Nyoron. Those are vicious. And when you kill somebody viciously, they will respond to you. Just like what happened within Gambela between the Anuak and the Nuer in Gambela. The Anuak went in and ambushed them in a bus and killed all their citizens. Guess what the retaliation was? Revenge. Because the pain that was put in them, they want to respond back to it. You can come here and write all you want, we're happy or we're not happy. What I'm saying is, don't judge me on your current, start judging me on your behaviors. Judge me when you killing me yesterday. And then start the judgment from there. Judge me when you are supporting the Akoba war or the Ayud war. Judge me then and then come a long way until March 1st. Don't just come and grab it from March 1st. Go back to February and come all the way. Accept that, and then I will accept mine. That's civility. Don't just start it with yours. Don't start the war of South Sudan of 1991. Go back to 94, go back to 96, and come a long way. Go back to 93 and come a long way. That's civility. Civility doesn't start with when you're in pain. It starts also when I was in pain. That is a civility. Don't just grab yours and run with it. Grab mine with it too. That's civility. Civility does not dwell on your life. It's all of us. So you're not going to disregard everything happened in February and you just grab the March. You're not going to just grab the 91 and disregard what happened in 86. Accountability, right? I like accountability. So when you come in here and try to be defensive, let's do that accountability. So you're not going to come in here and point out my wrongdoing towards you, but you completely disregard your wrongdoing toward me. It doesn't make any sense. There's no humanity in this judgment. So don't go there and rally behind the IG and kill me indirectly in the name of government, when we know it's not a government, because the government should not be killing civilians. What you have is a system, and that's why the Nuer are victim of that system. The Nuer should not be a victim of government, or the Denka should not be a victim of government. It should not, or even the Shuluk should not be a victim of government. But if you're going to support a system that is hurting me as a citizen, and you call yourself a civil person, a good person, what is good about you here? And then you come in and call me I'm a tribalist mind person when you are the one who's supporting a system that is killing me as a citizen. You dictate how I move within the country as you are over superior me. For what reason? The Nuer of Ayo did not go to Padang and say, hey, we're going to teach those Padang to speak Nuer. Or the people of Akoba did not go to Jongole and say, hey, let's kill all the Jongole people. They did not. It was the Jongole who went to Akoba. Why don't you start it there? Why don't you just grab it from when it's favoring you? That's the pain. But when it's favoring others, it's not good. Well, where is the civility here? And you framing others to be tribalist people when you are the very person who is really creating all this chaos. So don't go behind system and hurt others and call it government. And yet when the Nuer went behind IO, you complain. You see the ignorant here? And even me last time I come outside, as I said a video, I was like, why would an IO allow the government to terrorize the supporters? The IO should protect the citizen. Just like the government is protecting, so do IO should protect the citizens. Right? And I say IO should not be silent. I said this in a war that took place in Lat, because the people of Lat were vulnerable, they were being killed, but the IO was there, did not say anything. So I call out the IO for not taking their responsibility correctly, because they should not let the people of Dok to be killed by a government. And they call themselves protecting the people of Lat. But people of Lat were displaced. The same thing in Nasser. The IO base was not that far away from Majur base. If the IO was really playing the game that some of you are playing with the IG, they could have involved in that war. But they did not. But yet some of you still don't want to give them credit, just because simply they're Nuer. So when we judge your ignorance as a Denka, you say, oh, no, I'm a government. And then when we come in as a Nuer citizen, you say, oh, no, you guys are IO. You see the hypocrisy here? The double standard? You're hurting others, and when they hurt you, it's not right. This is totally wrong. But when I'm hurting you, when you're hurting them, this is great. They should be pushed to Ethiopia. That's what some of you were saying. All the Nuer should be pushed to Ethiopia. Especially my Ruang friends are the one who was saying that. And those of Rung and Malut and all this stuff. You want to push all the Nuer to Ethiopia. Don't you think you a little bit extreme and ignorant? You try to grab our problem when it's hurting you, but when it's hurting me, it's not a problem. It's not right. So I just want to come out and point out that if you're going to start civility by questioning me being targeted and then questioning you being targeted. I know that's what you do. So when it's killing the Nuer, it's a government. Why don't you question the government then? As a citizen, question the government. Say, don't kill the Nuer, because the Nuer are citizens of this country. Say that. If you're from Ruang, tell the government not to kill the citizen of Nuer because they are part of this country. That's what a civil person would say. Right? Say it. Say a government should not arm themselves to attack any community because it's a government. Any community, not just Nuer alone, any community in South Sudan should not be killed by government agents. Just like the IO should not be killing Denka citizens. The White Army and Abu Shok and Agwelek, they're the same things. So how is it the White Army of Nuer become evil, yet Abu Shok is an angel? Or Agwelek is an angel? Or Dudkubani is an angel? Those are all militias. They're civilians who, some of them are not even trained. But yet you frame other communities, militias, as the worst, and then your militias are the greatest. Such a double standard. We all have pain, all of us. Nobody does it. But when you judge me extremely, and you forget the pain that you created, you're pathetic. And you're not civil. You're not. Because you're okay when I'm hurting. Even when I'm trying to explain to you that this is painful, you're like, oh, no. Nothing is above the law. What law? The law that hurting me? Is that what you call law? They were fighting in Lagos State. When did the government went and bomb them? It never happened. They were fighting between Nog. When did they went and bomb them? Didn't happen. But constantly we have seen it, the Nuer area being bombed, and you, pathetic, didn't say anything. As a citizen, you should speak up because the country belongs to all of us, right? As a citizen, you should question a government because that government is supposed to be representing you and me. But when you like what he's doing toward me, I guess it's not a system that belongs to all of us. You can call it Denka, you can call it a Ruang system, you can call it a Bimnam system, whatever that is. Because you support that it hurt others. So you are this way and I'm this way as a Nuer guy. You are the Denka guy or Denka woman, you are this way. Is that what kind of system is that? So you're preaching hate, and yet you think that I should be okay with that. It doesn't make any sense. Investigate, find out what happened. Like right now, I just saw in a statement where they say the government is going to go to Abimnum and investigate what happened. Why don't they go to Akob and investigate what happened? Or go to Ayut and investigate what happened? So when the killing is happening in Nuer area, no investigation. When it's happening in Denke area, there's investigation. What to investigate there? I mean, you know exactly what's happening, right? Why don't you investigate what happened in Ayut? That was just recently. It was a week ago. But because the system that we have is not for all of us. That's why some are even investigating what happened in Malakal. And if you see the killing of those Shuluk in Malakal and the killing happening in Ayut, it's the same behaviors. People were being shot at head and chest. There's a hate there. It's not a war. That's somebody you shoot within distance. That's where you aim to the head. Or somebody you fire a squad. You shoot them in the head. So a Nuer guy is being killed the same way the Shuluk guy was killed. There's hate here. Because there's a pattern of shooting. The way you shoot these people, it's the same thing. Don't you think that would be a question as well? Why all of a sudden this specific target is shooting people in the head? What is it about head? It's because somebody's looking at you like this and you just shot them within less than 20 feet away. That's why all the shots are the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same shooter, but the same person who shot in Ayut and the person who shot in Malakal have the same behavior or share the same behaviors. Where they get their victim into close distance and then shoot them or fire squad them. Yeah, you loot them, they loot you. Those are normal things. They're not new things. The looting, the cow looting is something we had before we even have a country. So you just get lost. Don't try to bring it here and try to convince me with it. I know that myself, that the cow looting is something that we have within ourselves for many, many years. It has nothing to do with key government, absolutely not. So don't try to bring it into an argument. Oh, when is the Nuer going to stop looting? When are you going to stop looting? Those of Twitch and Mayam, they loot each other all the time. Until this day, they loot each other. They go and grab. They loot the Mayam cow. They go sell them in Twitch, and then they loot the Twitch cow and then go sell them in Ler. That's what looting is. That's outlaw. Do you understand the word outlaw? That's not law. So that's why you just loot back and forth among each others. Or those of Nyong and Lake State, they loot each other's. Or those of Murle and Bor, they loot each other's. Those are normal. And it's been there before we even have a country. So get out of here with your nonsense. All right? Don't just frame the Nuer as the one who's looting when you are looting too. Who doesn't like cow? You like cow. So what is it? What doesn't make any sense? Somebody who like cow will not go loot cows? The only people that I know who don't loot cows are the people who never own cows. But if you see those of Murle, those of Denka, those of Nuer, they're all cows looters, all of them. And we know why they do it. Because it happened to be part of their they're married with it. That's why they loot each other's cow. You loot from Nuer, you go get married in Denka. You loot from Denka, you go get married in Nuer. That's how they do it. So get out of here with your nonsense argument. All right? Yeah, whatever, man. You see, you people who err in their opinion, you threat them. Who give you a right to threat other people, if not because of you ignorant person? I should not, like me, I should not threat you. I should not be threatening you. I should not, because you happen to be a citizen just like I am. Why would I threat you? But the same crime that you're committing, you blame the Nuer for it, and then when you get blamed for it, you say, "Oh no, that's not me." get out of here, man. I mean, even when we were a kid, our cows in land were stolen, and then they think they're quite sure those are normal things. Even in the 70s, I experienced that myself. Where we took cattle and then somehow we lost some of them. Where did they go? Nobody know. And the Nuer, they don't loot each other when it comes to cows. But the Denka will loot Nuer, the Nuer will loot Denka cows. That's true. All right? So don't try to come here and just say it's a Nuer thing. No, it's not a Nuer thing. Morley loot, Denka loot, Nuer loot. The only Nilotic who don't loot are Shilluk. But that's because Shilluk, they don't do to cow that much. I think they're the only group among ourselves. They don't deal with cow. But those of us who deal with cow, my friend, we are all looters. So if it ended up killing a lot of life today, just accept the reality. You done it, I done it, we all done it. Okay? Today it took more life, but sad, that's what it is. So, but don't come try to frame me with it like it's my DNA. It's your DNA too. Okay? If you're Denka, you loot cows. Why do you think that some politician in South Sudan now become so wealthy with cow? Where did they get those cow from? Even the president of Uganda now becomes super wealthy with cow. Where did those cow come from? Did you ask yourself? But it's just those things those are tribal hateful things that you try to smear one community with something that you all participated in it. Like right now is why would Boer people has more cows than Law people? It doesn't make any sense. But because they loot from Law and they took them, and you all don't want to talk about it simply because they're Denka but you don't question how did they get those cows, but yet you continue to blame the Nuer with looting cows when they're the one who are losing their cows. My late mother lost her cows. And it was something that she hated the most. Those were her survivors and what they looted it. And then she lost them all. So don't superior other citizens. As we have right just like you have right. Don't put my right down because I'm a Nuer guy. Just like I will not put you right down because you're a Denka guy. Let's speak honestly. You cannot just call the Nuer evil when here you are, you calling somebody close to you and then you shoot them in the head. Where's the goodness here? Or you cutting a child throat? Where's the goodness here? Those are the things that we try to say. Let's move beyond those things. But some of you don't want it. You cannot put a community down. Even the smallest community in South Sudan, if we continue to push them, it will get to a point where they say, you know what, enough is enough. With their number, they will retaliate. The smallest community in South Sudan will retaliate. Because you cannot keep somebody in pain and assume that it will continue to be that way. The slavery. Majority of white people say they're going to maintain the slavery, but guess what? It did not work because there's a lot of black people who oppose it. Black people, not white. Black people opposed the slavery for many years until some of the white people become part of their side, and then they will overcome the entire thing to be abolished. But no, you don't want that. You think that you can keep somebody in pain. It's not going to go for too long. Even the Arab did not keep us in pain for too long. The Arab, they did not. Because we continue to suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer until we want it. And that's why we have a country today. So you cannot push somebody for too long before you start to get hurt. And if that's what you want, good luck with it. But what I'm saying is, don't start South Sudan problem in March. Go back, maybe, let's just say February 1st, and then come up. February 1st, see what happened, what region, who was the victim and why. And then that's accountability. Accountability does not start with yours, it starts with mine too. That's what you say, you're holding people accountable. Right? That's what I call accountability. At least, do I need to say accountability in Denko or Nuer to be understood? I think I'm okay with accountability. So accountability is start judging you, me, everybody. Okay? Don't just come and judge me and call that accountability. That would be unfair. Unfairness. So let's be fair. All right? Let's be fair. And acknowledge that we are all grieving. But your grievances is not higher than mine, nor is my grievance is higher than yours. Then if you come to that sense, then you and I, we have a common goal. All right? Thank you very much. I will leave it here. And sorry for those who may send in requests. I did not have intention to add any contributor. It's something just bothered me a little bit, and I thought I wanted to respond in my own way and how I see it. Again, I have no tribalism. I don't hate people. I love all our community members. But I would always call ignorant people, whether they're Nuer or Denko or Shuluk. If they're ignorant, I will call them out. And if they're lying about something, I would say they're lying. And if they're telling honestly, I would say they're speaking honestly. Just like I happen to know some Ruwen guy, one of them is watching here, very civil individual. But then you have those warmongers who always try to bring hate among our communities. Like me, as a guy from Ler, I don't think there's anything that would just say, let me just go to Bimnum. I think Bimnum is better than Ler. For what? I mean, if there's something that I want to do, why can't I just do it in Ler? Why running all the way down to Bimnum? But those are the hypocrisy argument that some people try to make. Your city is not better than other people's city, and other people's cities are not better than yours. The only thing that we're missing is equal right. And that's what really we all advocating for, that we need to express our view. We need to not to be questioned because of our tribal lines. Question my ability to run things, but don't question me because I'm a Nuer guy. Okay? Don't do that. And the misleading of, killing citizens, why would Markal Kwan go all the way down to Akobo to go kill innocent Nuer there? When if he really fight, if his intention were to fight Iowa, he could have started in Bantu. Right? But why deploying him all the way down to Akobo? Did you ask that question? Why going all the way down to Akobo from Unity State, crossing all the line to Akobo? If the intention was to eliminate Iowa, he could have started in Bantu, right? But it's because they want to terrorize that community there. That's exactly what happened. It has nothing to do with Iowa. And that's why they passed Iowa. And even Mark had said it in his thing, and then it's like, I won't, and then I don't go learn it. Go little, they shouldn't just wear it straight. Okay? But you're hurting other community in the name of government, when in reality it's not true. Just like the people that are fighting right now, it's really the Nuer and the Shuluk are fighting the Nuer. you see this thing here. So you brought the Shuluk militias and then those moron from the SSPDF that happen to be Nuer, and then they go in and fight, and then you're just like, you don't ask why. Okay, well, if I'm here, if Galwak is here, where's Mayuen? Where's Deng? Why is Abodok is here? you know, those are the things. You created hate, and now is the hate would be the Nuer versus the Shuluk will continue to hate each other because they will say the Nuers will say the Shuluk are killing us in the name of government, and then the Nuer will say, oh, the Denka is recruiting Shuluk to maintain the Denka government, and then that tribal hate continue. You see the game here. So be reasonable, man. People should not lose their life to protect something that belongs to all of us. It's not a family thing. It's our resources. It's our country. The Nuer have right. The Dinka have right. The Shilluk have right. All the citizens have right. We should not have a system that marginalizes one community. And the better reason we have no peace since independence is because the government is targeting the Nuer. They started off by eliminating them from the bill farm, taking them one at a time, one off, and then just like, what is happening here? And then you keep reducing the number, the number of Nuer in military. And you're just like, why would you do that? What is happening here? And I think that's the thing that people did not ask themselves. If these people are going to take all the Nuer out of the military, what's going on here? Something is cooking, right? Those of Remoche should ask themselves this question, or those of Tabandenga. The sooner Matimnia die, and then these people, they start losing them. And one thing people don't understand too is when Matip left Khartoum, did you know that Matip took a lot of Denka and Chuluk and Nuer with him to Juba? And then he said this guy would have to be interrogated into the military. They were not all Nuer. The people who Matip brought them from Khartoum to Juba, they're not all Nuer. But a pathetic person will tell me, yes, they are Nuer. All of them, they're Nuer. But no, they're not. They're Shuluk, they're Denka, they are other communities. They took advantage of Matip power so they can be interrogated into the military. And they did. So some Denka and Shuluk should come out sometime and say, you know what, thank you to Paulino Matip because he accepted me to be part of his armed forces and was interrogated into military. That's what happened. But some people will never admit it. They were like, oh, no. Matip brought all the Nuer militias of Matimniat. They're all Nuer. That's pathetic, because you're a dishonest person. And Matip was he was a genuine guy. But the sooner he left, they took all of those Nuer one by one. The 80% probably dropped to 50-something within just a short period of time. And of course, when the military dismisses you, you cannot say anything. You just walk away. There's no question there. And then back then, of course, people will still have the sense of we have a country. So they were taking things politely, not knowing that this thing could be maybe building up something that is going to be really bad. And it sure was. The country is bad. Very, very bad. And, when you see those politicians talking arrogantly, McQuaid or Honorable, what's his name, Abiel Alair, or what's his name, the other board guy, when you see those people talking like that, you will be concerned as a citizen, just like Jesus. Why are you talking like this? As somebody from a higher public office, you were talking so badly where you just completely take side and don't want this side. This side, all go. This side is good. This one is not. You will not have a peace in that nation. But I guess it is what it is, man. So let's start the count from February, and we can end somewhere in March. But if you want to continue from March, that's fine, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But it's start the accountability. Where you see my pain versus your pain, and then ask yourself question. Kwal Manyang, thank you very much, Kwal Manyang. Yeah, Kwal Manyang was so arrogant, and he's an advisor to. If Tutka was saying the thing that Kwal Manyang is saying, he would be gone a long time ago. Or anybody is saying the thing that Michael McQuay is saying, he would be gone a long time ago. But those are the masterminded of our problem in South Sudan. Those are Makwelwe, those are Kwalmanyang. They are the problem. And Kid is not even one of them. Kid has that tribal heart within him. But those of Kwalmanyang and Makwelwe is pure hate. Pure hate. And you can tell by the statement, when they talk, you can tell that this is superiority. You know, that's you're talking superiorly, like talking down others. And if you're a genuine person and you happen to be a citizen, you should question those things, right? Why are these things happening? So, anyways, I'm done here. Baba loy nati ala gari ruwen kan nyeri ruwen man ruwen be that jana la nyaka rajien teke yeah it's lela go na uniki en ka man be that ka man to evil spirit here la one ne you know here la me la ka bible no me ya jona na baga dador and then here we die dorenga and then you man gara we for ja da ya ananga ko je go be garliu but man nyeruwen kanete take a tiel mo beyond tiel mo extreme yani a tiel de wona ne tamenga dor kareo just no ko tira mi dur jere mo yen ta take ye video ne kete ala ran wala ka bin de ki go go ko kama ku ko ye maruwen ti gon cha tange kwa ne nori tu kula nori ma yomba ka chen ka ti ka mo ti kare anye roi ka to no nduni na to no nduni na wanga ni cha ngai ka bi no nga je na rai ma yam na kan ka ji da na no bi roi ka to gra mo dong ai ba yi kwi ma nyu no ta chi am gwa mu yu je ko ma kiri ki am gwa ji won chi to de ngai kwi lo ngai ni to ka mi yi je mon ko ndi ala kon roi ka to no ro mo pure kira ne min ngai ka kulu ano rame ne jam tie de min ngai de lo ngai ni cho ni ken but ka chai ju na kan tu no ro kwa lo ngai ni kan cha ngai da ja ni kan an ngai ke jena re no ko wa ngai no to ka na nya no cha cha mo go ji kan ka pen thiu ba cha la ba yo por ka e yo bulu lo ka jang e yo ji kan lo ka jang e ngani lo ka jang ka dir me da ke ko kun yen ke yani bi chianu ko ba je na chiamo chi bi je ka no re mo je ha nei ko na ko ni kuran nan tu janan kuran ngai na ko ne do gor ka no mo ni ku ka ja ka mi chiang re ja ni ne ba chiang no ba che gor ka ja no wan ling da ne je ka sha we but me te nyiri me na roin tu pege ka mi ka wo kam ni bo mi ka wo kam ni la wo te do no ne yi te do ja ni na ka kam ni an jang ruwen ki ka do ja ni ta ka ga no ri ka mo wi jo ra me bang chen ji ya de ta ka bu go ra mi chen yi go ma yen ta chen ano but ye di da pa yi ka ne ai ka ngen go je no ka mo ya dam ne ka mo dab ne ka try ne je kan go yi wo ka ga ren da ne tiel but until me de kwande bet ke je kan go boro ne I think yi we don't point I don't get it ko de ran lo kan lo jio ka me da ka ne ka tu ha ka ne je ne xiang Jesus an ko me ko en karam ka nyeri ma de lo je ja do wo nya me ne be na ni like for real do wo be na ni ko it's a jio like more extreme. I know, Dominic, but the question is, where did you learn Nuer? Where did you learn Nuer? If you don't get along with these Nuer people, where did you learn it? That's my question. Things were good then, and then all of a sudden things become bad. I'm wondering what happened. Because you cannot speak Nuer fluently and then say Nuer hate Denka. Unless you're not Denka. Or those of Duke Padir. Those of Duke Padir, they speak Nuer like perfect. Where did they learn that? The Nuer went to Duke and teach them how to speak Nuer? Absolutely not. Ibn Laden Majur was fluent in Nuer. I was so surprised when I heard this guy's voice talking in Nuer. I was like, wow, this guy can speak Nuer like really good. So the question is, like me, where would I learn English or even have the American accent if I don't live with white people? I wouldn't have it, right? The same things. And that's why, Bol Manjur was my colleague in the school. And this guy who was the head of education in Unity State, whether you Nuer or Denka, he's the guy you go to. And he's from Ruwen. Nobody hated him. I was even happy. I even sent him a message when he was elected there. I was like, hey, congratulations, man. I thought we were still colleagues and friends and the old days is still there. But the old days is gone. They forget about it. They see me as a Nuer guy now rather than a classmate. That's evil, because your colleague would always be your colleague. You cannot just wipe it out. But it's just this hate. So nyiri ruwen alo ni e kanangwa. Pel to de nan ka tieli ni nan de ke we e kanangwa. Ko ti lat ka kan here to do lat a manigan. You bezat you sometimes nem man what I do kan yen manigan for yala be acquainted to the extremists. Call you a mother. Titini ba we ka run ka gad kun. So you have to watch me laddie. But here, many Muslims maybe when a winner, I got here and don't knock it. Imagine she like him going here. Go no big new got to live, could be got to tell. I can't hear no. Man, here you gotta know my bag got to know. And that's why I like joke and yet, Kiela me did the palais. A yen maniga arana right a jol mala. But she got name to Condeo Kui, Bulu go on a guard, cook a guard kin. She took young one letting you away. Hello, Chiang, when she young go. Your video, you can't tell a lot of can walk and a fun. Cut a jalo. Surely, I say, don't like joke, not gonna joke shark, okay, what way? Joke much right below shark again. Can't be no queer like joke. Just not a TLN was. So, anyways, I have no hate, not even to people of Ruwen, till a Ramatiela, but Chianjia Chagua. Come on, Kuran, Mishimojan. Changa Bamar. Okay, you're correct to control, Benti and Teddy. And Gary Bulina Canaro, Kaila Gary Ruwen, Michigan Yin, Chagade for a Gary Ruwen, Mila Walker, Mafi. But it in can Maninakan, can all show to a moivo. Koyang, we want to go to you call a door and then by person one year I'm take a door and then be a room. Ko Queen Mamma back a bed or Bokwal, Michi thought, a queer qualan took a dong. I keep a qualan of Bebo qual and then over. But when we get each other a quill and then we are doing those are the things happen. You don't put it in there and you quill. You don't. Because you can be a victim of it. But me ye palo banyan kati quality of a qual and then we're thwarping and then become. So quill me chore che bay long joy. Okay. Qual now then come qual now here one and attack a tail and run. Charan tea. Apple and again can win it. Then about black qual come a young bao quacker who go wara could tell him a larcamo. Baka qual wara bag of cockama young. Got to Ramora Jordan. Go Gioni and then they're benefiting from it. Go on, me, you call the young cocker, you pay me, you call by come you be Lojo Iso. A room bironyo lo kwalanyo. That's what quit is all about. Okay, a lo kwal narodin. And then he turn out him way. La kwala ka yoto ni wala ndadi kwala mai. Okay. Bi kwala mai and then chai first and then we yeah my way. Kan kai first one of be yandu joy. So to Tony got that to cha de bu kwen woni na nyeri yera ma dun wora na jen che dun wora. No kon gari ben che cha ko da la kwal ko kam ni ko. Ma. Ya gari nyung cha gari do kwala ken ke gari do cha gari jage kwala ken. Cha o ken kwal ma fi. Anda ba ka tun wora wona kon kan wo. Cha ko ngwa ni kwal kam ni ko. But kwal ko ja ni ka kwal ko ja. Kon nam baro dia. So bi nyongo kwal ka leg state and then ba kwal ka leg state and then bi le ben ba te ya le ka ba nyo le ko nyo ba ko nyo kwet. Those are normal, including my own dad. You know, but tatoni ka te to here the baba kun we ni no re wala you kule jian no re absolutely not. I think on no re kon I don't know na hiang go. Kara mu hiang ji je la tell no bi jo eh ba ngai door. Con word Hannah Yamudungalo. Mila one and a civility, Tanahia. But Kenning Yawulungana, Mataka Majimi to a Lana right away. Canon Ape. That's the only difference. Mila one and every run pelle, Tilga. Ladin code right away. Can't no career. Cocon Monano back on Yan Edicom. My she tell it with it. Don't know Palo and I got a cookman. Or quote, that go to Balajang. No. But Chanaga Bagato. Much younger now, young Chagua. Much young Yaina Ramadan, young Ramadan, Kajin or Bejo, young, and then Barada Marco, where your chami, Ramo. No Koran. Mila wa do we woni do ai ne de tori yiga do ba we ngu ka ngu shigalari ba gwa ngu na straight up kan e jo kor mo ka don ba yo yor ne je ni je but ka ta da no ko nori la land ngani fair equally na jin ma jin gar mo to ka shi wur mo dir quest bi gar mo to jen ba woni ror bi a nyen wala ka jin mar engine tada no more. We like things back a little fairly. Nay to jitori you okay, chia bunye. But where baby guangu now. Straight up. So to Tony can chiang no at all. And then China government no Kuma, okay, Kuma young now. Chia go. Chia not gonna Kuma young now, Chia not gonna worry. I chang around for you no young and I cannot. No more could. Couple of young a cacata, Murphy. Mundan war, Modong, young and worry. Chamo. Okay? So, now, amateur motel one of my here and unworry living idea. No. We just put a we know. That's it. And then he would your amateur Jacob, but I'm very popular in it. Kari ma chari na kuye ngu yi gore ngu ke gore ma bina dia kan kelo anira ajin chora ajin do ajin gore kere gore it doesn't matter je pento ki ben yura je sala bi aroi je ku kar bi nika enjen town woro no town mol per ro ke na ki ro bu gu yelo te mun neni ma yu te mun neni cha ma no absolutely not be the war and be the war. And you know, one like we here, Lord, amateur, quick, Gary to come, God, what you come, quicker, late. Just not can that simple thing, but here don't go. It's just that simple logic understanding. And you're not amateur. Here, God. Alone, what Charlie, I'm not. Go I'm better than you. I take a oh, no, and then, I know, no 6 months, get a team one week, what? I don't know what you are doing. Hey, just got it. No, what a child, I couldn't go, man. Hello. No, we now quiet, bente, dying, law. By your out, I tell you, we take what. And that's what happened. Contanica bet is civility in a way, and you can par among ourselves. Downing on Shannon na young. Young Kelmala be Roger Road and then was a tour doors, you know. I know him young. Let him like him young. Tim Kidding. Much here, Tim, Motot, Kyoto Ramba, we hear young harmony. It's straight up. Could be a lot of Michi Marajabo. But I didn't down no more. And then Johnny Nonka system governments, which is a jip. I know Bangwala fairly, and who they getting? Absolutely not. But y'all not gonna in genuine. You know? Chana Yuan Jana no about any line, Chapa Yonka doing that. Okay. And a time ago, he get, you know, doing one equally. The same thing, Mila, Tony got con, she got more than loud, we more go, I'm a barrel in the garden, don't call out, okay, come, why tell me about no money, but here, no. Can't hear, but we got to make with you, young and they go a one, Kalo garden down. And no money, Channel, go, big garden, but I'll go, but a garment will a young jacket, but a garment with young go. Channel, the wound or royal. I know. More business I come back, move by my baseball. I can out of you be useful. Hello, you could not and be can kill. More will let you go to Tonkin. That's it. But can build a care. That's a beautiful way of dividing things. Okay. Oh, really? Well, that's too bad. So that's what you call turning on. She not young. Okay, and I like that. No, I like that system. Chara and they young ho young. Kayara and they muikamudi ko Nuer. Absolutely not. Me la un kwar ka student community kan Nuer me hinga go over young mafi. No kwarkin, but they know it. Hello, Raya, okay? Kwar Nuer ka kwar Johnny. They know it. And the other money, quarter Zandi money, quarter Nika. Raya Kakanam, Bakalial equally. Kamata Karamuna and a Muslim community the entire time with the Bejo Asmat, really, Namenchago. And then Kondam Baro and Korada Kondia. Teramoku game, Karamo, Kaku dispute, Karamo, for I respect her as the head of South Sudan community. Can't be pocket respect, but as community in Tintani. So Kondam Baro the Alien Korada. January, Sherman Chapon, or Dilawa, York, as my marshal, Jumuling, or an elaborate Garchago, although she and here, what I never did. May we Raya openly. Concern me, Shangyo Gurbella, Harun Bashara on a coin, Beong I will may lush. Here, my coffee, Berege. Ne was my Yenora, Malalaka, Lord, and then when I took on Barshaw. And the Kenyan Johnny, my take a letter. And then when I come back and invite. So Corodling can to the Alokulu, we working smoothly. A native Benoko ambassador was one of those guys, Kepenkawa community. We have a very good community that is just running smoothly. We don't have any tribal issues. But that's because I don't take side. I speak to them openly as a brother, as also as their leaders. So I respect them equally.